Hey all, my name is Paul Borosky and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'd like to do today is introduce you all to some tips and tricks on how to write a dog daycare business plan. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. And first and foremost, a little bit about me, then we can talk about your dog daycare and give you all some tips and tricks on how to write a really good business plan for that. First and foremost, I am a professional writer, so if you all want to avoid the trials and tribulations aligned and associated with writing your own business plan, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email, be delighted to assist. Also, I am a published author on Amazon. I've written many books on business plan writing. I also have business plan templates that I'm working on as well. So if you want a dog daycare business plan template, again, reach out to me, give me a call, and let me know. And finally, I am an adjunct finance and business professor for a local college and subject matter expert. So I do know what I'm talking about in both business and finance. All right, and finally, if you want some financial projections, again, give me a call. I'd love to help. All right, with that said, let's give you all some tips and tricks on how to write a dog daycare business plan. So the first tip is going to be the company description. When you're doing your company description, a lot of people like to go ahead and just dive right into describing their business and telling the reader, exactly what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, and why you're going to do it. And all those components are very important. However, my most humble of opinions, when you start off your company description, tell the reader why you are doing this. Everybody loves a good story. Everybody loves a good tale, and yes, pun intended. But just explain to them your passions about dog breeding or raising dogs, and how a pet ownership has been an integral part of your life. Discuss some of your business opportunities that you've done regarding pets previously, maybe some educational components as well that may be aligned with your company. So set a stage for why you want to start this business, and then go into details about how you're going to do it. Once you set that stage on why you want to do it, that's going to give you some kind of a credibility, and from that credibility, you're then going to have a better chance of people buying into your thoughts and ideas for your business. Next is industry research. So you do want to do some industry research on dog daycares, and it is a specialized industry, so it might be a little bit difficult. When you're doing industry research, a lot of the clients that I work with, what they'll do is they'll go straight for the jugular, and they're going to be talking about competitors, and they're going to say how good the competitors are, but for the most part, what the competitors are doing wrong as compared to right. And the issue with going right for the competitors and evaluating them is that you've laid no groundwork to show that you are a professional or an industry leading expert on the industry. So you haven't shown the reader. You've got to show the reader that you are an expert, that you've done your research, and then you can go ahead and critique others. In order to show that, in order to set that foundation, what I recommend is going national. Take a look at the national, just a broad national view of the dog daycare. You use Small Business Cron, use IBIS World for your statistics and your research, and also talk about revenues. For example, some cities right now have pet ownership well over 50%. So, that says that 50% of the people that maybe live in New York City or Los Angeles or Phoenix, all those areas, 50% of them have pet ownership. Now, of course, not all of them own dogs, unfortunately, but a good share of them are going to, and they may be a target market for you. So show that you've got a broad target market from the research like that. Another example would be the revenues for pet services has been doubling year over year for the past several years. So now that information right there just tells us that yes, there are more competitors entering the market, but there's competitors entering the market because there is a growing demand, and one of the growing demands is the dog daycare. All right, so once you set your foundation and you show that you understand your industry and you've done the research to the industry, then you can go ahead and start comparing, and you can start evaluating competitors, and then you can go ahead and compare your competitors to the industry research. For example, competitor one, they're doing a good job with the dog daycare, but they don't offer boarding, and based on industry research, the boarding component is an excellent complement service that is going to add additional revenues for the organization, which will in turn increase profits. So something like that, where you can first show your industry expert knowledge, then go ahead and compare your competitors to what you know and you've already stated, and now you're coming from a position of power when evaluating competitors. Tip number 3, advertising. Most businesses, they do a real good job with the advertising, social media, website, and word of mouth. One of the things that I have found for some dog daycare owners, that they fail to really go into depth and explain their amenities on the website. People love their pets. That's why they're taking them to the dog daycare. If you don't explain in full the amenities, do you have a dog pool there? Do you have a exercise park? How many times are they fed? Is there any other social activities that you're going to be offering? What are some of the complementary services? Do you offer the boarding? Do you offer shampoos and grooming? Do you have a veterinarian on staff? All these other amenities or complementary services is going to also show that your organization is well prepared to care for an individual's pet, which may in turn drive the revenues for your organization. Tip number 4, funding request. Every business that's ever been started, that'll ever be started, in my most humble of opinions and experience, requires a little bit of money. Dog daycares, you need a little bit more money than average. For the most part, when you do a dog daycare, you are going to have your kennels, and you're going to have your amenities, and you're going to have your staff, and you're going to have to train, and you're going to have uniforms and inventory and supplies. So you're going to need a little bit of money, whether it be from your checking account, from equity investment, or you're going to borrow the funds. Doesn't matter where it's going to come from. You're going to have some kind of strategy to justify the money that you're looking for. So what I suggest is, when you're doing a funding request, identify a specific dollar amount. How much money do you need? Don't give a range, because if you give a range, that's going to show that you're wishy-washy. Give a specific dollar amount. For example, I need $150,000 to start my dog daycare. Once you have that specific dollar amount, then you need to justify it. But when you're justifying it, you don't want to go right down to the penny, because you're going to pitch it, you're going to constrict yourself too much. So what I recommend is breaking into categories. You're going to have your startup costs, you're going to have your working capital, you're going to have your inventory, you're going to have your office equipment, you're going to need working capital. So make sure you put it you break down your funding request into categories. And then for each one of those categories, align a dollar amount. So now you're broad enough where you've got some wiggle room between these categories, but you're also being specific enough by showing that you've got money allocated to each category. At the bottom of their funding request page, make sure to total up the dollar amount needed for the funding. That total should be identical to your first line dollar amount requested. So you're going to, when you're at your funding request, in the first sentence, put exactly how much money you want, and then at the bottom, for all the categories totaled, should be that dollar amount as well. And next is the financial projections. Yes, you want to make money. Just because you love dogs and you love taking care of them and you want to be an entrepreneur doesn't mean you're going to be profitable. Having a basic profit and loss projection template is going to help you ascertain whether your business strategies for your pricing and for your variable costs and for your fixed costs is going to generate you a monthly profit based on your expectations. So the way that I would set up a dog daycare basic profit and loss business would be first to identify the revenue sources, 2 or 3 of the main revenue sources you're going to have. Your dog daycare, your boarding, and then maybe miscellaneous is going to be your catch-all. Next, you're going to just do an average of how much you think you're going to charge each client. Example of this, for the dog daycare, you're going to charge them $30 a day, and then boarding will be $33 a night. Next is going to be your variable cost, your water for the pets. It's also going to be the food for the pets, any variable costs like that. And you're going to just estimate that for per pet. In this example, it's going to be $7. In order to get your gross profit, you're just going to take that $7 and subtract it from your sales price, which is $30, give you gross profit of $23. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to multiply that gross profit of $23, you're going to multiply that by the number of dogs that you believe you're going to have in your daycare on average on a daily basis. In this example, it's going to be 35, which will give you a gross profit of $805. You do the same strategy for the other two revenue sources, and then you add up all your gross profits. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to identify how many days a week are you going to be in operations. For this example, I'm saying it's going to be 30 days. So we'll take that 1,500, multiply it by 30, gives us a gross monthly profits of $47,550. Next thing we need to do is we need to line our monthly fixed cost. We might have a loan for $950, inventory for $7,000, labor might run us $9,500. Space rental $6,500, utilities $1,200, marketing $5,000, accounting and legal $750, and then we have a miscellaneous. That's our catch-all. You always want to have a miscellaneous, even if you don't want to kill yourself by exploiting every single monthly expense you think you're going to have, because they're going to change. So again, we're doing averages and estimates. So your miscellaneous is going to be your catch-all. There are going to be maintenance and other things are going to come up on a monthly basis that you want to have a rainy day fund for, which is going to be the $800. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to total up all your monthly fixed costs, and you're going to add it up right here, which is going to be, in this example, $31,700. Finally, we need to find out if we're going to be making money or not. In order to do that, we're going to take our monthly gross profits. We're going to take this $47,500. We're going to bring it down here. And the monthly cost, $31,700. We're going to bring that number from here. We're going to bring it down here. And then the final step is just subtracting our monthly cost from our gross profits. And this gives us, in this example, a net profit of $15,850. And now if you've done this correctly and you've aligned all your cells and linked all your cells, now what you'll be able to do is change your prices and change your variable cost and change your monthly cost. And as you make those changes, your net profit should automatically change. If you have any difficulty with this, pick up the phone, give me a call. I'd love to help you with your financial projections. So next, in summary, when you're doing your dog daycare business plan, make sure to follow a proven format. If you need that proven format, I do sell templates for dog daycare. Just pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email. Be delighted to give you some information on that. But worst case scenario, there are some free templates out there. For example, go to your SBA website, and on that SBA website, you're able to download a template. It is a general template, and so that template is used for dog daycares as well as restaurants, as well as manufacturing companies, as well as software companies. So you can imagine that some of that information in the template may be important for your business and may not be important. So you've got the added challenge of figuring that out, but it sure the heck is better than starting on a blank piece of paper and going nowhere. So always use a template, give yourself a starting point. At least it's going to give you some idea for a structure. Next is going to be keep the star of the show as the business. All too often, entrepreneurs love to talk about themselves. Yes, I did say in the company introduction section, you do want to lay a foundation by saying why you love or why you want to start this business. But from that point on, keep it on to business. Say how the business is going to operate, what's it going to do, how are you going to take care of your customers, how are you going to take care of their pets, and make sure the star of the show stays the business. And finally, contact me for help. If you do need some help, pick up the phone, give me a call. Be delighted to help, not only in the business plan writing, but also the financial projections. So now, if you do want some more information on how to write your own dog daycare business plan, you can go ahead and go to my website, which is qualitybusinessplan.com/how to write a dog daycare business plan. On that website, I do go into more in-depth examinations of each segment that should be included into your dog daycare. And finally, if you need a business plan template, I am in the process of writing a dog daycare business plan template, which will include a basic financial model to help you with your financial projections. If you do want me to speed up my writing on that, again, send me an email. Let me know that you're interested in the dog daycare business plan. If it's not already on the site right here, I will go ahead and move that to the forefront. And finally, if you would like some more books that I've published on business plan writing, just go to www.amazon.com/authors author/Paul Borosky. And on that site, you're going to see several books that I've published, which includes business plan writing. So hopefully this information was helpful. And as always, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you need some help, give me a call. Thank you.